Today, I'm going to recreate the viral tater tot potato salad by It's Liz Mew on TikTok. Let's get started. Now, she didn't show how she made her pickled onions, but I'm just going to make some quickle onions for this video. I peeled 4 red onions, chopped off the ends, then cutting them into rings. I then stacked those rings up and cut them in half until all of the onions looked like this. I then loosely filled a large ball jar to the top. Now, honestly, I probably could have cut 3 onions for this recipe, but I do need some of the leftovers freshly chopped for the salad. For the brine, I used 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of pink salt. You want to stir that on medium heat until it becomes translucent, and then crank the heat at the end to get it to a boil. With the help of a funnel, I poured the solution right over the red onions. It may initially look like you didn't use enough vinegar, but after you shake it up, the onions will begin to break down and fit perfectly under the liquid. You then want to let the onions rest in their brine for at least 3 hours on the counter. After a few hours, the onions all should be bright pink and have a bit of a translucent quality to them. Now that the onions are done, here are the main ingredients that go into the salad. I started by dicing up 5 green onions in place of chives in the original recipe. I then cut 3/4 of an English cucumber into slices, cut those in half, and proceeded to dice them up. Halfway through cutting vegetables, I preheated my oven to 425 degrees to get it ready for the tater tots. Next up was the dill. I sorted and picked off all of the fine pieces, leaving behind the stems, and like the other veggies, did a fine chop. With the parsley, I just chopped it right off of the stalks and finally diced that up as well. I then returned to the red onions from the beginning of the video and did the exact same thing. With the oven up to 425, spray down a sheet pan with coconut oil and pour out your tots. You can make sure they're somewhat even on the pan, but it doesn't make a huge difference at this stage. They will be in the oven for just 10 minutes so that they soften for the smashing stage. After I took them out, they definitely wanted to stick to the pan a little bit, so I just scraped them all up and applied some more of that MCT coconut oil. I then used a measuring cup to smash everything down, and then applied a bit more oil just to ensure they don't stick. And here we go, back into the oven, again at 425 degrees. Now be sure to check on them every few minutes until they are officially golden brown and crispy. After a total of about 40 minutes in the oven, they were golden brown and perfectly crispy. Initially, I was worried that they were stuck to the pan, but it was more so that they all connected together in one big super tot. So I took a little bit of time splitting them apart. After the tater tots have cooled completely to room temperature, it's time to put together a bowl of ingredients. I started with 3/4 of a cup of mayo, 3/4 of a cup of sour cream instead of Greek yogurt. I then put in my French mustard and my whole grain mustard, a little bit of homemade pureed garlic. Now let's add our aromatics. We got green onion, our red onion, the fresh dill, leaving a little bit for a garnish, and then our fresh cucumber. And to top it off, a little spritz of lemon juice. And we mix it together. To be honest, I did the ingredient amounts by looks, based on the original video. Almost forgot to add in the parsley, whoops. And then I decided to add in a little more red onion, sour cream, and mayonnaise. After everything was mixed, in goes the tots. Now the key with this is to stir very gently because you do not want to break apart the tater tots. It's best to use 2 spoons and lift lightly just like in the original video. I then garnished with some fresh dill, dried off some pickled onions on a paper towel, and then used those as a garnish as well. And the end result was actually really beautiful. Now in terms of flavor, my family really loved this potato salad. It takes all of the freshness of a tzatziki sauce, mixes it in with that rich, deep fried kind of hash brown flavor, but then you also get that fresh zing from those pickled onions, and it really is an amazing flavor combo. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more gardening, recipes, and even barbecue, subscribe.